All right, now I've come down the other end of the counter, and we had this wonderful, what was it,
rump roast.
A rump roast, and I come back down here and it's cut up in these little tiny cubes. Well, not too little. I mean, you can see the size of my hand. Decent chunks, and she's saving some of the pieces over here. So tell me what's going on.
Well, we've cut these up in some good-sized pieces. We're going to put these in the jars and can them. Just the whole rump roast itself.
The whole piece. The whole piece we're going to can? Oh, okay.
The whole piece.
Now, you got some trimmings over here. What are you going to do with those?
Well, these trimmings, I'll cook these up and get the grease off of them, and then I'll render the lard later on in a different process.
And waste not, want not.
Absolutely.
Wonderful. And then you'll have, what do we have after we render it down? We'll have cracklings.
You could.
We'll have little pieces of fried up hard beef things that we can gnaw on. If she'll turn her back for me for a minute, I might gnaw on some. All right, so we're going to do this with the whole piece, though.
Yes.
All right, well, we'll be right back as soon as we get the jars and get that done up. All right, so here we are. She's got some jars. Notice she's got wide mouth and narrow mouth. Doesn't really matter. It's just a jar. It's your choice of getting it in and out later on. But she's putting the whole pieces into the jar. Now, I've never done it this way, but this is interesting. The whole piece goes in the jar. I may have to trim it.
It'll come out easier than it goes in. It'll be, it'll cook down.
Yep.
Exactly, and it'll flake apart, so.
Sweet.
There we go.
Look at that. There's wide mouths to make it a little easier, but you do with what you got to do with. That's the way we're doing it here today. Alright, so now here we are. We've got the big chunks of beef. See this? In the pint jars. Give you guys a look here. Now she's got just a touch of salt and pepper on top. And after this she's going to add water to this. And then she's going to process this for 75 minutes in the pressure canner. You guys will get to see that after we bring them out. We're going to be here long enough to process this whole thing, so you guys will get to see the end result coming out. So there you go. Alright, so we got the beef chunks here. You see the beef chunks we're doing. We've got water in there, a touch of salt and pepper. Now, you're doing something special here. Show me what you're doing.
We're going to wipe the rims with a paper towel soaked with straight vinegar. And I wipe the rims to get any oil residue off the rims, which would prevent your jar from sealing.
Okay.
And so we do all that before we put the lids on.
Now, why not just wipe it with a clean, damp rag? Why are we using vinegar?
You can, but vinegar will cut the oil and grease that would remain on there. I do wipe it with a damp rag, and then I come back and wipe it with the oil, or I wipe the oil off of it with vinegar. With the vinegar.
And yes. The vinegar cuts through, cleans it up, and the vinegar
will ensure a good seal.
Kills all the nasty stuff around the edges.
True.
Takes the oil off real good, and doesn't affect anything. No taste.
No.
There you go. There's a nice little trick for everybody. And now I've noticed that they've been doing that, and he mentioned that earlier while he was doing the ground beef. He was wiping the rim with a paper towel with vinegar on it. That's just awesome. So now we've got the head space is up here to what, the first rim again?
Yes,
that's
1 inch.
Everybody goes to 1 inch on the head space on these. These are pints.
These are all pints.
All pints, and we wiped them all down now. Now she's got, we're going to go over, she's got her rings, she's going to go over and get lids, seal them up, and we're going to process them with the chicken and the beef all in the same canner. All in the same canner, everything going in the same canner for the same time, 75 minutes.
Correct.
Wonderful.